I want you to go ahead and let everyone know a little bit about your story, because that's going to lead into the app and how you came about with the idea. So let everybody know what went down a little bit, whatever you want to share about it. So I don't want to.
Right. Nah, I actually originally wanted to do a podcast. I
Okay.
wanted to do a podcast at first for I was going to interview convicted felons that had businesses, and I was going to have a chef make their favorite meal, and we was going to talk about what led them to go into prison and what led them what they went through in their childhood, things like that. And then I see everybody with podcasts, and I ain't trying to be doing it. I ain't trying to be too much competition. We ain't hustling on no crowded blocks. Like, we're not doing that.
Well, the
So,
thing is, it's not everybody's not doing your podcast. There,
which is
I've
true.
not seen
Nah,
that idea.
that's true. But at the same time, I think I didn't want to do it because it was like, it can still be done. It can still be done. And I kind of want somebody to do it, but I didn't want to do too much. I didn't want to be over here and over there. I had too much going on, and I know that would take a lot of time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's really why I didn't want to do it. But it's definitely still in the works. That's definitely still a possibility.
Yeah, I would say start out once a week, once every 2 weeks, or something, to where you start and get people, because there's not a lot of outlets for felons. So
Right.
I think that will be a good podcast. Like,
Nah, for sure. That definitely. We'll go ahead and take it. What you want to do? You want to interview him? I'll get the felons with the business. You gonna
it's
interview him?
your idea.
Yeah, but we gotta. That's what I'm saying. But we gotta come together. You see what I'm saying? We gotta figure something out so we can make it work all the way around the board. I'm
we
serious.
we, we
Like
could we could definitely have a conversation about that. We can have a conversation about that to see the intricacies, and have whatever ideas you thought of, because I definitely have my own thing going, but I don't want to not help when it comes to stuff like that. So yeah, I'll consider it. Yeah, let's afterwards, we'll figure out a time to meet and go over some information for that. But I think it's still a great idea.
Yeah, nah, for sure. And it's like you said, it's no lane for it really right now. So that's why I
Absolutely.
definitely feel like what I mean. It'd definitely
Absolutely.
be a good thing to do. But yeah, so that's how I wanted to start. But then I'm seeing they putting all this technology in the prison system. So I'm like, I'm gonna create something so that when they come home, they can just start their own business and they have
Right.
their own story to tell. You see what I'm saying? So it's gonna be different things on the app, cut and repair, basic steps to starting a business, the difference between trademark, licensing, patent, things like that. Ways that people that's on the street can be your power of attorney and getting your credit right, so that when you come home from prison, you can be coming home to loans and different types of money. You know what I mean? Basically, it's an app keep you from going back to prison. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's just trying to change the narrative all in all.
So you have like vendors and people ready, like third parties for
Well, I have just right as of right now. I have a guy that I do Google meetings with that's
okay.
doing the app. He does draw ups, and then he goes back and does the coding on his own. And
Okay.
I have right now it's just really just a tri-state for the most. Like right now, everybody that I have, really all the businesses are in the tri-state that are willing to provide opportunities. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That right now, but we trying to go worldwide with it, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get the reach. I'm trying to get
Right.
the reach to the
Absolutely.
people.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
that's what
with
I'm
it
trying to do.
with it being an app, it definitely can be worldwide. Like,
Exactly, and that's the goal. Exactly.
yeah.
And these apps are blowing up, and they giving out money. They're giving out
Absolutely.
money left and right. A lot of it.
Absolutely.
Tell you. You know what I mean? So that's why we jumped in that lane.
Okay. And so this is for all felons, male and female.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
That's why on the cover it's a male and a female. Because a lot of times when people think felon, they just think male, and that's we're not
Yeah,
talking.
no,
You
it's
know, 'cause
some
women go through the
females.
same thing. For sure, for sure. I know a bunch of female, felons. So,
Yeah.
and they go through the same things, face the same barrier. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what about your story brought you to this particular outlet for other people? Like, what was
Um,
it to where it was like the door was closed for the last time and it was it?
it's not that the door was closed. It's just that this just was something that's always been on my mind. You see what I'm saying? Like this has always been something that I wanted to. not really far as the app, but just just helping people and showing people the way. You know
Mm,
what I mean, in different ways. So I always wanted to do these type of things, and I felt like with technology becoming what it is, it
mm-hmm.
just was a great way to get that reach to the people. You see what I'm saying? But I'm a convicted felon. You know what I
Mm,
mean? I am a convicted felon, so that's I've faced barriers with I've never got a job without knowing somebody
right.
ever. You see what I'm saying? And I know
Mm,
plenty of people that can tell the same story. And I know now they're trying to take certain things off of applications, but just imagine having an app that I can go to just knowing, just because I've been in trouble or just because I might be facing, trials or whatever the case may be, just because of that, they're willing to, hire me. So
absolutely.
that right there is how we trying to, that's how we trying to shape it.
Okay, okay. And is it just you working on it? I know you said you have one guy that works with you on the Google um
When I do the
meetings.
Google Meet, yeah,
Yeah,
that's just
but is there like, do you have a team, a board?
No, really, just as far as doing the app, it's just it's all me. So that's why, and I'm new to social media and all that. I just got on social media for the first time in 7 years. I haven't
Okay.
had social media. You see what I'm saying? I'm new to social media. I'm not. If it wasn't for this app, I wouldn't even be on social media. You see what I'm saying? I never was into social media, but
Right.
that's why we try to get the traction. You see what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
new to this.
And that's a good way to build it through social media, because you could
Yeah,
just
for
put in a
sure. We gotta get the
hashtag
reach.
and find people who's been convicted felons. Like
Exactly,
it's
and
so
that's
easy to get a hold of leads with social media nowadays. Um, but how long were you in prison or jail?
it was different times, but over a 2 year spirit, two
Two,
years, and
two
just
years.
in and out of
Okay.
it. Just in and
So
out.
it would be a little bit more difficult for someone who's been in for 10, 15, because now they've like past a decade and a half. So to them, how would you, based on you being on and off 2 years versus someone who's been in a very long time, is the program still going to help them
As long as you got a
do the
release date,
same thing?
as long as you got a release date, you can
Okay.
benefit from it. As long as you
Okay.
got a
So,
release date, you know what I mean. As long as you can just be out here again, yeah,
right.
you'll benefit from it.
Okay. And is there like a subscription? Is it free? Do you have like a sign
Yeah,
up?
that's certain things that we're still playing with. But it's only gonna be we looking $1 a day. $1 a month. I'm sorry, a
Dollar a month.
dollar a month, a
99 cents.
dollar a month,
Yeah.
$10, a dollar a month, and $10 for the year. That's
Okay.
how we looking. That's what we looking to do, and that's still being, that's still being worked with because it's funding that comes with things like this. You see what I'm saying? So,
Right.
and if you do a crowdfunding, and we're doing we're going, and it's crazy, it's sad to say, but you know how nowadays, like you don't really want to get no money from nobody. You see what I'm saying? Like we doing it all on our own. We ain't getting nothing from nobody. We don't want no handouts or nothing like that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Just because that's what really sad to say is what takes off. But I have been told like that crowdfunding would be something that's a good idea. So
Yeah.
I do have a good marketing scheme where we have a flyer of a quarter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to tell everything that the app does on this quarter, and we're going to send it to all the penitentiaries all
Okay.
around this country. You see what I'm saying? And we're going to ask for a quarter, 25 cents, from every convicted felon and everybody that knows a convicted felon. And if we reach a certain goal, then we're going to have a app that we're creating for males 16 to 20 years old, and we're going to do their merch all over. We're going to print their merch for free. And we're going to press their merch and print it for free.
Okay.
The first 100 shirts will always be free. After their first 100 shirts, then they will pay for their own printer paper, but we'll never charge them to press any shirts or anything like that. We'll never charge them. So that's what's in the crowdfunding goal. You see what I'm saying? If those
Right.
goals are met, if
Right.
not, then yeah, $1, because it's so many people. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and I'm gonna be honest, like when the target isn't really messed with. You see what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's nobody really like targeting it right now. So like it's wide open. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So as long as the numbers make sense, we going. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, you mentioned the age for young males, 16 to 20. Why that age group?
Because you're not grown at 18.
Okay.
Most people at 18, people say, you know what I mean? 18, you go out, you do, you know what I mean? You grown, you're not grown at 18. You see what I'm saying? So I say 16, that's around the time when you start to, you know what I mean, figure it out a little bit. 14, you just fresh to high school. I'm gonna let you get that taste of high school. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, you already starting to think of summer jobs, this, that, and the third, but now a lot of these kids are starting to think entrepreneur. Their following is bigger than ours. Well, they
Right.
will be. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? Like my daughter know how it works, and it's crazy. Like I hear her say certain things now, and I get on social media, and I realize like, oh, that's what she was saying, or
Right.
that's why she was doing that. I didn't even know. You see what I'm
How old
saying?
is
Because I
she?
don't. She already 6.
6. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so like it's crazy, like, but I see how it's transforming. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's the way we're going. That's the way we're gonna go with that.
Absolutely. I asked about the age because I think that is a good age to grasp them before they're fully out into the world.
Right,
I mean, legally, 18
right,
is no more juvie; it's the actual jail.
right.
Um, but after that, after 18, if they're in the law hands, no telling what's gonna happen. I
Exactly.
know my
Yeah.
cousin is in prison right now. Um, he went, probably when he was 19, and he doesn't get out to 2027. Um, for That was the time where when if you got caught with a gun on you, the gun law was like 15 to 25 or something
Listen
like
on, no
that.
problem. Yeah.
15 to life, and
What state
yeah.
you in? What state you in?
Well, I'm in Georgia, but I come from Florida.
From Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all laws a little different down there too.
Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely is. Yeah, they were really cracking down, and it was a bad situation. But I mean, it's closer to him getting out than it was before. But it was definitely devastating. Like,
Yeah.
um, being within that 16 to 20 age group, it just kind of like, yeah, that's the time to get them when
Yeah, that's
they,
what trying to get them because you still
yeah,
young. You still could be changed. You know what I mean? You still could be
absolutely,
changed, and your mind state, your mentality can still be, you know what I mean, programmed. So by the
right,
time you hit 21, you out drinking, you going to the clubs, all that type of stuff. You already now you seeing what's going on around you, so you really think you're growing and you in the mix. So it's like you're gonna do what you've been doing. You see what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
we trying to get them before they get to that.
That's good. That's good. And do you work with like a Big Brother program or
Well, I
boys
coach.
and
I
girls?
really what made me want to do. I was just coaching basketball. I was
Oh,
coaching.
okay.
I was coaching basketball, and then like my brother, he got killed. It's a Cecil World Foundation. You see what I'm saying? That we were doing. So when we were doing that, that made me kind of like, you know what I mean, want to do stuff with the kids and stuff like that. So you know what I mean?
Okay, okay.
That's it. Yeah,
And what state are you in?
Delaware.
Delaware. Okay. So it's a basketball league for the city, or is it?
No, we was really just doing it. It was like a weekend around the weekend that he was murdered. We was just doing it like on that weekend.
Oh, okay, okay.
And we would do
So
like the
every
whole weekend. We
year
would do like the
once.
girls game. Yeah, it was just that one time a year. On that weekend, we would do a girls game, boys game. You know what I mean? High school. Then it started to be for like kids a little bit younger and things like that. So that's something I want to always keep going.
Okay, so I was gonna ask you, is that something annual? Because that could
Yeah,
be,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's
something
annual.
that's
Yeah,
promoted.
it's
Yeah.
annually. It's annually. It's annually.
Okay. What time of year? When does it
Uh,
happen?
July 31st is when he was murdered. So it's always like whatever that
Around
weekend is,
the end of July.
always like July 31st or that first weekend of August. But sometimes it's like the 4th or something like that, like last year. It's
Right.
CB Legacy for Life Foundation. It's an Instagram.
Okay, yeah. Send me that information later because I want to make sure that I keep in touch. That way, if I do go and support or have somebody there, I think that'd be really good.
Yeah,
Especially being that it's once a year. Yeah.
yeah, no, definitely. I'll send it to you when we get done.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That'd be my main thing. It's like for people who have the heart for the younger generation, I kind of sense, they already have their hands in something when it comes to the
Yeah,
community. So that's why I
yeah,
asked.
for
But
sure.
yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
absolutely.
Definitely, and definitely hope this past summer we couldn't do it because of the COVID and things
Right.
like that. But I've been doing that since like 2016, early summer.
2016.
Yeah, I started doing that 2016.
Okay. Okay. Um, and it's looking like you're gonna have it this year, or is it
What for?
for
Which
the
one?
the game July?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they're going to do because I know they talked about just taking it down to the younger age. I
Mm.
know that's what they had talked about doing last year. So I'm not sure how they're going to work it, but we'll see.
Okay.
But I know, as far as with Duffy, I know with Duffy, that's going to start. They're doing spring and summer this
Spring and
year, as long
summer.
as they, yeah, as long as they
Okay.
can, because they're allowing them to play with their masks right now. So
Right, right. Absolutely, absolutely. I was gonna ask, is there an alternative, but so you can still, do the memory during that weekend or
oh
whatever.
yeah,
But
yeah, so yeah, it's definitely, it's always something,
yeah.
something, always
Okay.
something. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Okay. Let me see. And with you creating the app, how long have you been running the application? Since what? 2 years? How long have you had
No,
the app?
no, the app just started. That's what I'm saying. The
Oh,
app,
okay,
this is
okay.
all new. Yeah, this
Okay,
is
it's
all new.
brand new, like within the last
Yeah,
6 months.
yeah,
Okay,
this is new.
okay, okay.
We just started doing the meets and things like that in November.
Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah,
so it's
this
fresh,
is
fresh. So I got like
yeah, this is
exclusive
new.
information.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we
Yeah,
definitely, that's what I'm saying. We trying to build this up because, and that's why I'm trying to get this reach
right.
out to all the convicted felons that have
Yeah,
businesses that want to provide these opportunities. You see what
absolutely.
I'm saying? Because I see what's going on with this tech world and with these apps and things like that.
Right.
It's a lot of money in it.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm trying to get that reach out
And
there.
I'm
Trying to
gonna
get.
I'm also gonna suggest that you hit up some of the churches, if you haven't already, to provide them the option of giving the information, because that's sometimes the first place they go is to church when they
No,
come out.
that's true.
So if they're seeking, help and outlets for things, for finance and for jobs and stuff, that'll be really good to have it, just throughout United States. Like, I know some pastors here that I can probably submit to and just kind of talk to them a little bit about once I have a little bit more information. But yeah, I think that'll be a really good outlet as well.
No, I appreciate it, and I talked to some of the shelters too. I talked to a few people at some of the shelters, and I talked to one of the deputy warders over at the Plumber Center, and he was
Good.
telling me too that there was a few people in the churches that might be interested in helping. You're not the first person to tell me that. Like I said, like just how you act, like if I got a board and all that, like ain't no board, it's just me. So that's what right now I'm just doing, like people I know. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and then what I mean? I'm just trying to get that traction and get that reach out there so that we can build this up
Right.
to what we really want it to be. But it's certain things that are going to be on there that we don't really need the people for, but at the
Mhm.
same time, we're going to need the people that make it all the way what we want it to be. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's definitely a
Absolutely.
process. But then it's going to be two different versions. It'll be a version for on the street and then a version for in the jail. You see what I'm saying? Because some of the
Right.
things that in the jail they don't allow, what I mean? That's out there. So, but
Absolutely.
around about around June, we should it should be something. You know what I
Around
mean?
June.
Being put out to, yeah, around
Okay.
July,
Okay. And
February, through June.
I usually
This
have
summer,
I'm sorry.
this summer, like
This,
second, end of second, going in the third quarter.
okay. Okay. And I have a information page on my website, so I'll add a link for the app as well. So once you send me all the information, I can go ahead and add that to the website.
No,
So
that's
that way,
cool.
yeah.
I'll send it all over to you. I'll send everything over to you.
Okay. Okay. So I think that's all the questions that I have for you. But of course, everybody who comes has to play a game.
Okay,
I have a
what's the
game.
game?
So and it's personalized based on your bio. So hopefully it's fun. I try to make it fun and eventful, but here it is.
Nah,
So our game is double trouble. And of course, this means legal trouble. Um, you are a Supreme Court judge, and you have to choose which cases you will close without conviction or probation. And I have 3 sets. I could have did more, but I didn't want to hold you too much. So, you
right.
ready?
No, that's all right. Yeah, come on.
All right, you the Supreme Court judge. So you got to pick. Now, of course, it's double trouble. So it's not going to be like one is good and one is bad. Both of them are bad. We just got to figure out Which one is least bad? I
Right.
think.
I got you. It might not be one, but we gonna see.
Yeah. Okay, the first set. Which would you close without conviction or probation? The drug lord whose main distro is within the White House, or terrorists who kidnaps people for money and
Drug
power?
lord. The drug. I'm gonna have to let the drug lord go. He
You
just
gotta
stepping
let
out the
drug
White
lord
House.
go.
Yeah, he's stepping out the White House. It's all right. Ain't nothing wrong with it. They doing it right
They're
around the
supposed to
corner
be
anyway.
upholding the Constitution. They're not supposed to be dealing drugs.
I mean, I understand, but I mean, like, when you terrorists, you come in there, you might start doing some more other stuff. When you say the word terrorist, you start thinking stuff getting blown up and all that. I ain't got time for that. So I'd
Well,
rather
this is
somebody go
kidnapping. This
about
is a terrorist that kidnaps. So
it.
the next one is a little bit more along those lines, but this one is just kidnapping for money and power, which technically that's what a drug lord is doing.
True.
So, okay, the next set. Which will you close? A terrorist who makes calls for nuclear activation, or the government that creates nanotechnology for widespread of viruses and death?
I think I'm gonna have to go with the first one. Cause the second one just sound crazy. Like they just doing too much. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it just feel
That's
like
kind
there's
of
a
what's
lot
going
going
on
on.
now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it sound like COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it sound like. So we gonna get that up
Nanotechnology's
out of here.
here, viruses are
Yeah,
here.
that's what's going on. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what's up. I know. You definitely right about that. So we definitely get that up out of here. Cause I mean, I ain't gonna lie, COVID kind of helped in some ways though,
It
but
did.
it kind of helped in some ways. But
It
I definitely
definitely,
could do without it. You know
yeah,
what I mean? I
yeah.
definitely could do without it. But
So you would close the nuclear activation case, or
I probably, I mean, but the nuclear activation, then we all going right. With the nuclear bombs, that take away a lot of people, don't it?
right? So which one would you close?
I mean, some.
You have to close it without conviction or probation,
Yeah,
so they
no,
get off scot
I
free.
understand what I gotta do. I just don't know which one is. You
Which
see what
one?
I'm saying? I just don't understand which one I need to let free. You see what I'm saying? Because there's a
Yeah,
lot going on.
I would
Got it.
probably let the government free for now, because I mean it's already happening and we're still here.
I mean,
Versus
yeah.
somebody who's smashing a button and then the earth is just disappearing.
I mean, I give you that. I give you that. That makes sense. Well, I'll rock out with you. I'll be sitting in the background and I'll let you let them back go. You know what I mean? Go back into the free world, because I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't want nothing to do with me. They
You're the
all
Supreme
crazy.
Court judge. You have to have something to do with
Yeah, I mean, that's all right. You made that call.
it. Okay, last one. This is also something that kind of happened. Well, it does happen. Which would you close? Entire police department that creates counterfeit money and distribute to the public and keep the real money, or a racist judge that sentences all black people to 5 to 10 years in prison?
I mean, I never really want to free the cops, but at the same time, I don't want to free a judge that's going to lock everybody up, guaranteed. You see what I'm saying? So, like, the judge got to go. You know what I'm
So
saying? Because
which
you
which
putting
would you?
people, the judge, he got to go. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to, the cops just going to have to be distributing fake money, and then we going to have to figure out what to
So
do
you'll
with
let the
that.
cops go?
Yeah, I'm going to have to. In this
Yeah.
instance, I don't want to, but this is what I'm going to have to do, because
Right. In
the
order to
judge
save
going
our
to be,
people, because that's what I would have
yeah,
did.
we going, with him, we going to jail regardless. I can't
We
have
just
that
got to
happen.
figure out a machine to make sure we don't have the counterfeit.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. You come up with some questions, don't you? How do you even
I
come up
did.
with?
I really did. I created
Yeah,
these
those are
myself.
some good questions. Goodness. Well, I know you did. I ain't never
Watching
heard. I feel like,
CSI and all of that stuff, huh?
oh, okay, you are. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense. I
NYPD
don't
Blue.
want.
I'm into like criminal investigation. My favorite movie is from criminal investigation is The Bone Collector with Denzel.
Oh yeah,
I
I
don't think
remember that.
nothing topped that movie when it comes to criminal investigation. Something else probably did. Well,
That's the one
nothing.
when it was a white girl in it.
It was Angelina Jolie.
Oh, it was Angelina
And he
Jolie.
was
I couldn't remember.
paralyzed. Remember, he got paralyzed, and so he had to give her all the instructions.
Yeah, I remember it, but I can't really, you know what I mean? Maybe if I start watching it, then it'll
Yeah,
come
if
back
you
to me.
watch it
But I
again,
didn't
you'll be
see it.
like, oh, okay, yeah. But I
Yeah,
definitely like I'm all into that kind of stuff. So yeah.
yeah, I
But
see. Cause
yeah.
nah, but look, you got to definitely hit me because that podcast can definitely be done, and that
Yeah.
is something that's really like something that needs to be done. But I
Yeah,
just can't do it
absolutely.
because I got too much going on, so I can't do it.
Absolutely. Yeah. We'll set up another meeting time so that one you can have your information, I'll have questions, and then we can kind of go from there because we could probably set up some Zoom calls to do
Yeah,
interviews and
and
stuff.
that's what I'm saying. It's so
Yeah.
easy now with how everything is working. It's like,
Right.
and that's what really made me think of it too, because it's like this is just gonna make it easy for everybody.
Right. Right.
And it's
Absolutely.
what they need. So, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being on
No, I
Lois Lane
appreciate you.
Radio. Of
Yeah,
course.
for sure. Yeah,
I'm glad we finally did
we gonna
it.
stay tapped in. I know it's it was in due time. It was bound to happen. So it's
Yeah.
all good. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.